God, my allergies must be kicking in really bad. Hold on a sec, I'm gonna go remix this. Okay, I gotta let the ice mix with the liquid, but I still got a little bit left. Okay, so this issue's kind of been highlighted for me recently on my Facebook. One of my former military co-workers who's still in the service, he sent me an invitation to Red Friday. For those of you not in the know, Red Friday seems to be a movement by conservatives to have people wear red shirts to show their support of military members and their pride in the military, basically. I'm gonna need this. Fuck you! Every single one of you who put your energy into wearing red on Fridays instead of actually trying to actively get us home. Instead of taking all that precious energy that they put into wearing red on Fridays. You know what that is? That at best is an emotional balm for the troops who actually have to go and deploy over to the desert. If you really want to support us, get active. Organize with other people. Protest. Sign petitions. Vote. Do anything to try and get us the fuck home. That would be real support. That I would appreciate. This emotional bullshit. Seeing pictures of people back home wearing red shirts to support you doesn't really help you a whole lot when you're out in the middle of Afghanistan. You know, maybe if you actually force democracy on the government, then we would actually be home already. Since most people think we should be home already. We'd really appreciate if you do that. At least a lot more than seeing you wear red. And coincidentally, at the same time, I met my first conservative. Hardcore, obviously Christian conservative. The stereotype. Here I am just walking out of the Peking, it should be Beijing, restaurant. Apparently while I'd been in there waiting for my order, this woman walked in with her family and saw me wearing my shirt with my upside down American flag on the right arm. This shirt. She apparently saw it and then took offense. Silently. I was all good with her up to that point. Then apparently she had to walk out to get something from the car or something, I don't know, because she had walked in with her husband and son and they had already gotten a table. So she walks back out while I'm actually paying for my order. I'm walking out with my food to go. She's opening the door for me and I'm like, oh, well, excuse me. I thank her for holding the door for me. And she taps me on the shoulder and goes, hey, by the way, your flag's upside down. And I'm just like, I know. Yeah, you should fix that. You should you should hang it properly. Oh, it is. And unfortunately, until after I had started walking away, I didn't actually realize I had forgotten my dog tags, because I wear them almost all the time on purpose. Even if she supports me, I defended her. So it kind of wins any discussion between us by default for me. At least in her eyes. But after I had started walking away, this stupid bitch stuck her head back out the door of the restaurant and yelled at me, "You better hope my son never sees you wearing that." That was when I realized. My hand just went... And they weren't there. If they had been, I swear to God I will have walked right back in there and hung them right in her face. Because my assumption is that her son would take particular offense to that because he is a military member. I wouldn't be surprised at least. Probably Army. But unfortunately, by the time I started yelling at her, the door was already closed. Just yelling that I was in the Air Force, and, you know, the door's closed already. God damn it. I was a cop in the Air Force, for God's sake. I was the closest thing to an Army MP, and people respect us the most. If she had known that, I would have won the debate by default. I swear to God, I spent the whole time I was walking home with my food to reflect on what I probably should have said to this bitch. Like, what is the end point of this conversation? Ma'am, excuse me, you've already got your family waiting for you. I mean, if you want to actually have a debate about this, I'm happy to engage you, but otherwise, please keep your empty platitudes to yourself and kindly fuck off. Except that we disagree. I do. And please go spend time with your family like you should be instead of talking to me. You're not going to listen to anything I have to say anyway. Good day. I should have just walked the fuck away. Unfortunately, I'm not witty when it comes to how I word shit. But yeah, that's just how I see this Red Fridays. Every single person who's in it is, I'm sorry, but this movement is nothing but cathartic for the people who are actually in it. They wear red and feel better about the fact that they feel like they're supporting us actively just because they're wearing a fucking color. It's like buying a treadmill and then never using it, but you feel better just because you have it. You feel like you're already losing weight. No, it's bullshit. Just because you're wearing red doesn't actually support us in any active way except emotionally, which doesn't exactly get you very far. We need active support to get the fuck home. We're illegally occupying like 160 fucking countries with our military bases, yet not a single one of them can have a military base in our country. That's called hypocrisy. If it's not okay for them to do it, it's not okay for us to do it. And all of this completely ignores the million-some innocent civilians we've killed in our illegal occupations. Maybe that's something you should actually care about instead of our fucking feelings as the troops. You know, the people that our politicians arbitrarily fucking point at us as the military like a gun at that fucking country, and we killed however many fucking innocent civilians. Maybe you should protest that. That would be real support for us. And we would really appreciate it a whole lot more than seeing you wear red on fucking Fridays. Spread the word. Mirror this video and try and get your conservative friends to watch it. At least in America, where this bullshit actually takes place. Because I tell you, I'm a veteran now, but I would personally really appreciate having been brought the fuck home. Your empty platitudes aren't appreciated. Except by other people who've been bought in by the idea that we actually need to be in these wars when we don't. Like a whole lot of these dumbass conservative troops that I met. Please. They may not realize it, that they're even fucking themselves over by voting for Republicans because they send us to war more flippantly. At least in George Bush's case. George Bush Jr., I mean. They don't realize that, and even if they do, they don't care. Because Republicans give soldiers more fucking money, so they vote for them. It's complete ignorant bullshit. And these idiots are not the people that you should be intellectually capitulating to. Just because these troops appreciate your empty platitudes doesn't mean that it actually actively supports the rest of us. And you know what? Honestly, I kind of appreciate it too. Because of the meaning behind it. But I'd much more appreciate that you make it so I just come home. So there's no need for the empty platitude in the first place. It precludes all need for all this other bullshit. Solves the issue at the root. Don't cut a weed off at the top, pull it up by the root. Try doing that when it comes to the troops. What's the root of the problem when it comes to them? The fact that they're being sent to wars where they mainly kill innocent people and illegally occupy nations? At least assuming that we actually follow the UN Charter. If you really support us, you'll bring us the fuck home. Peace. Wow, I actually didn't sneeze once during that. I wonder if my drink's actually mixed.